What a great game. See you next time. Look forward to your company then.
Tonight, Melbourne swelters through our hottest day in a year. The city hit 39.2 degrees after a long, hot night. Now we're heading for rain. Jane Bunn has the analysis on what's coming. Also, the Pfizer vaccine cleared for Australia, set to roll out 1 year after our first COVID case. Fire emergencies as the temperature soars, 17 suburbs placed on alert over a tip fire in Melbourne's west, and a truck carrying toilet rolls destroyed in a freeway inferno. A husband's surprise video message over the mystery death of his wife. And football concussion fears for children. Experts now calling for a rethink on when they're allowed to start playing.
Live from Melbourne, 7 News with Peter Mitchell starts now.
Good evening. There have been more beach emergencies on a day the state sweltered. Jane Bunn will have the latest on the heat shortly. First to Blake Johnson. And Blake, a teenager is in hospital.
She's been taken by rescue helicopter, Peter, after getting into trouble at Marengo near Apollo Bay. It's believed she's taken in quite a lot of seawater. She was one of 3 people who required help just in that incident alone. The other 2 are being driven to Geelong Hospital. Paramedics and lifesavers were concerned they'd be extra busy today as our beaches became a popular option in our extreme heat. The morning after what felt like a never-ending night. Hot and dry, sleep hard to find.
Yeah, I haven't known it like that well, I can't remember.
A cooling dip as the temperature went the other way. The city hit 39.2, our hottest in almost a year.
It's only in late January, we've still got February to go through yet, and sometimes we can get some big bursts of heat in early March.
Yesterday's peak wasn't until 7 p.m. It was still 28 at midnight. 24.4 was as cool as it got before the temperature started rising. Tired this morning?
Yeah.
Didn't get much sleep?
Not that much.
How'd you sleep in the heat last night?
Fan, ceiling fan.
That's all you needed?
Absolutely.
In the west, warmer. Laverton, 41.5. Cool winds of change rolling in at lunchtime a few hours early.
Beautiful, it's nice, instant, perfect. Makes the day a lot better, actually.
This is the first major burst of heat in Victoria this summer, and we have to go back until mid-November where we saw temperatures like this.
Still, it's been a relatively mild few months. Our warmest November day, 36. Our warmest December day, 33. Today's 39.2 is our hottest of the summer, but we haven't gone above 40 for almost 12 months. 42.9 at the end of January last year. We've escaped the biggest worry, fire. But highs of 42 in Yarrawonga and Shepparton mean severe fire danger remains in the state's north until later tonight. For the city, relief and rain into tomorrow. Blake Johnson, 7 News.
And meteorologist Jane Bunn joins us now. Jane, thankfully that cool change did arrive a little early.
Mitch, what a difference a few hours can make. After an uncomfortable night and scorcher of a day, there is steady rain on the way, but that won't begin until late tonight. By dawn, it was already 30 degrees. Then we peaked at 39. But after that, the change was quick. It dropped to 25 within a few minutes. Outside now, it is a much more comfortable 23 in the city. But if you're out near Ringwood and across to Lilydale, it's only just fallen below 30. There is a light spit of rain in the next few hours, and that'll increase later tonight. Expect steady rain to develop towards midnight and only slowly easing during the day tomorrow. I'll have the full details after sport, Mitch.
See you then. Thanks, Jane. To breaking news now, and after years of fighting extradition, former school principal Malka Leifer is tonight on her way to Melbourne to face justice. She was photographed leaving Israel a short time ago after exhausting her last avenue of appeal. Once back in Australia, Leifer will face court on 74 child sex charges. Victorians should start to receive COVID jabs in a month after authorities here officially cleared the Pfizer vaccine as safe and effective. The green light for use in Australia comes exactly 1 year after our first confirmed case of coronavirus.
On a historic anniversary, Australia makes history. One of the first countries to give full approval for the Pfizer vaccine.
This is not an emergency approval, as has been done in some other jurisdictions around the world. This is a formal approval under the ordinary processes.
I think this is a very special day for Australia.
Australia's first case of the deadly coronavirus has been confirmed here in Melbourne.
The first anniversary marked with vaccination approval for people 16 and over. 2 jabs, 21 days apart. Initially 80,000 doses per week, starting with the elderly and frontline healthcare, quarantine and border workers.
First vaccines in Australia ready for distribution in late February.
Medical authorities say the vaccine prevents people getting the disease, but we don't know if it stops community transmission, how long immunity lasts, or whether it's okay for pregnant women.
Of itself, it is not a silver bullet because there are still limitations to what these vaccines can do.
Now, 19 days in a row of no community transmissions in Victoria. 6 people tested positive in hotel quarantine, none associated with the Australian Open. But there were 2 boys and a girl under 10. The second vaccine from AstraZeneca should be approved here shortly, and versions produced overseas and here in Melbourne should be available to roll out right around the country in March. The vaccination rollout should be completed by October, but Aussies must embrace it.
Australians should feel very confident that they should take this vaccine. It's not only your duty to your own health, but to all Australians around us.
Nick McCallum, 7 News.
A truck carrying rolls of toilet paper has gone up in flames on the Eastern Freeway, bringing traffic to a standstill near the outbound Elgar Road exit. The truck driver wasn't hurt and managed to detach his prime mover to save it from the fire. The inferno sent thick smoke across suburbs including Balwyn North, Box Hill and Doncaster. Some flames spread to nearby grass. A husband has issued a surprise public message over the mysterious death of his wife, who was found unconscious in her Ocean Grove home 3 years ago. Ryan Mariner has raised new questions on what happened and is demanding police apologise for considering him a suspect.
For 3 years, Ryan Mariner says he's been dogged by suspicions over his wife's death. Now, in a bid to clear his name, he's raised new questions over the tragedy. Samantha Kelly died in hospital after she was found unconscious inside her family home on Australia Day in 2018.
Sam had a cardiac arrest, and that's what we were told by the doctors in ICU.
In a bizarre YouTube video, Mr Mariner claims his wife was responsible for her own death.
The circumstances surrounding the cardiac arrest are Sam's responsibility and Sam's responsibility alone. Humiliating my wife after her passing is not something that I would ever do.
The father of 2 claims he has fully cooperated with the police investigation.
I gave an interview that went for over 8 hours. Humiliating details about myself, Sam, our relationship.
Victoria Police has confirmed the homicide investigation is on hold as it could not be taken further. But this certainly does not mean the case is closed and could resume if new information comes to light. Mr Mariner now wants police to say sorry.
Are you going to apologise for the damage that you've caused?
Cassie Zervos, 7 News.
Australia Day protests are being planned across the city tomorrow. Jackie Felgate has details, and Jackie, activists are holding a dawn service at King's Domain.
Yes, Mitch, this one is where it will all begin, but this service is conducted in conjunction with the City of Melbourne and also Indigenous groups, so they say that it will be COVID safe. There is, though, a second protest which will be held up near Parliament House, and those people are calling for Australia Day to be abolished. A third protest is going to take place in St Kilda. That one is an anti-lockdown protest, and that group says they want to highlight their Australian freedom. There are so many events across the nation that have been cancelled tomorrow due to the pandemic, but many are still going ahead, although they will be subject to COVID restrictions. So that means outdoor gatherings of no more than 100 people. But one thing is still occurring as normal tonight, Mitch, and that is the announcement of the Australian of the Year, which will occur later tonight in Canberra.
Jackie Felgate at King's Domain, thank you. A violent youth has exposed an embarrassing security blunder by Victoria Police. The force is reviewing how the teenager managed to smuggle a mobile phone into a police cell.
This shouldn't be possible. Prisoners able to smuggle a mobile phone into a police cell. One of them a teenager with a record of assaults and armed robberies. Concern about what else could make it through after the breakdown in security at the Sunshine Police Station.
Police owe anyone in their custody a very strong duty of care, particularly kids.
Last Thursday, 7 teenagers were arrested in a stolen car at Water Gardens Shopping Centre. A teen with a history of violence had the phone, which she used to highlight the lapse in security. Some of the vision posted to social media.
The safety of the girls was a legitimate issue. At least one of the teens has a history of carrying weapons, including knives.
Victoria Police has today begun a review of the blunder. Officers had seized a second phone from the teen, as well as phones found with her co-accused. The challenges police face in dealing with violent minors to come under further scrutiny.
I think I'd want to know why 4 15-year-old girls were placed into the adult cell at Sunshine Police Station. I'd want to know how quickly their legal guardian was called, and I'd want to know how long they were kept in the cell for. I think the whole thing does need to be reviewed.
The teenagers have been charged over the stolen car. Cameron Bowe, 7 News.
Travel agents are warning many are on the brink of bankruptcy, with thousands employed in the sector set to lose their livelihoods. They're claiming government support has been limited, and with JobKeeper ending in March, their future is bleak.
Travel agent Vivian Davies likes making holiday dreams come true. But for the past year, her job has been a nightmare.
It's just devastating. You know, we have no income. We're 100% down.
97% of travel agencies are receiving JobKeeper, with almost all saying they'll have to close if the wage support finishes in March. That could mean the end for more than 2,000 businesses and 30,000 jobs.
Decades and decades of experience in organising international trips and interstate trips for Australians will be lost.
There's also help available through the government's Travel Support Fund. But 2/3 of independent agents say they've missed out.
There are major issues with the design of the scheme. It's looking after the interests of some very big corporate travel operators.
We need a lot more targeted support for the travel industry.
The government insists the program is delivering, with $33 million paid to more than 800 travel businesses since December. But with international travel likely off the cards for another year, many say it's not enough. Vivian's only customer today, Graham Blundell, not to book a new holiday, but to sort out a refund on the one he had cancelled, a Pacific cruise.
Very helpful advice.
But for how much longer is anyone's guess. Gemma Acton, 7 News.
Australia's travel bubble with New Zealand has been shut down for at least the next 72 hours. Authorities are worried about the mutant South African strain spreading here after a woman contracted the virus, potentially within hotel quarantine. Anyone who's arrived in Australia from New Zealand since January the 14th must isolate and get a COVID test. Rain is helping firefighters get on top of a bushfire emergency in the Adelaide Hills. The blaze is still burning out of control, but cooler conditions mean the threat has been downgraded. 2 homes have been lost, along with sheds, cars and livestock, and thick smoke has blanketed Adelaide. A suspected firebug has been arrested. Australia's Navy fleet is strengthening its missile might with $1 billion upgrade to develop advanced guided weapons. Most of the money will focus on long-range missiles to strike adversaries hundreds of kilometres away.
They're designed for ultimate precision. To hit targets hard and fast, to keep our enemies far away. And now Australia has taken aim, developing and building our own advanced missiles.
It is yet another tangible demonstration of this government's commitment to building a lethal, but also a highly responsive and a safe naval system for our nation's future.
The missiles will be funded by the federal government's $1 billion military boost in maritime and undersea warfare to develop better long-range and anti-ship missiles.
All of these new weapons will enhance the protection of our maritime resources and also our nation's border.
The new technology means these ballistic missiles can fire at a target more than 1,500 kilometres away. That's further than driving from Sydney to Adelaide. It means if one of these new and improved torpedoes was fired from Broome, it could comfortably hit a target in Bali. China and North Korea have stepped up their development of long-range ballistic missiles in recent years. But the federal government says this multi-billion-dollar investment isn't a direct reaction to any one nation's military might, helping secure our borders, our citizens and the entire country. El Giorgio, 7 News.
17 Melbourne suburbs were placed on high alert this morning when heavy smoke from a rubbish tip fire spread across the west. Locals were told to seal up their homes as firefighters battled the blaze.
Flames raging through huge piles of rubbish as thick smoke blankets Melbourne's west. It erupted around 5:30 this morning, fanned by hot, gusty winds.
Hopefully it doesn't blow up.
A tip worker noticed sparks as they were scooping construction materials into a trailer, the blaze quickly taking off. The fight to contain it made more difficult by a lack of water.
We use the infrastructure that's owned by the water companies. So in this area there's not a lot of water. So we've had to run it from a fair distance.
Truck drivers and nearby factory workers were caught at roadblocks for hours.
You see the fire, I stop. So what can I do? Nothing. Can't go reverse, I can't go inside, I have to wait.
Some trying another way.
Especially when it's going to get really hot, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a pain in the arse.
A smoke warning issued for 17 suburbs.
If you can smell smoke, close your windows, turn your air conditioners off and stay inside. And if you've got any medical issues, to seek medical advice.
It took an hour to control, with crews mopping up for most of the day. A discarded battery among the possible causes. Ashley Kanowski, 7 News.
An AFL star has stepped away from footy. Tim Watson joins us now. Tim, this is something of a shock.
It is, Mitch. Hawks midfielder Tom Scully has requested time away from the club due to personal circumstances. We'll have more in sport. Also, a scare for the Saints as Bradley Hill goes down at training. We'll speak to one of their stars about the incident. Mitch, would you believe Tom Brady is heading to another Super Bowl? It's been a staggering day in the NFL. I'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Tim. We'll see you then. A grieving family is demanding answers after a grandmother was shot inside her Kew mansion. Next, how did the killer get hold of a gun despite his appalling record? Also, a man tells how he survived 3 weeks lost in bushland. More trouble on the streets in the US as a police officer rams through a crowd. A shark fights back against a surprised fisherman. And later, high-tech laboratory tests put school shoes to the test. Experiments reveal what the wrong shoe can do to young feet and what parents need to know to get it right.
Get away from the water! Get away from the water!
911, what is your emergency?
The dam broke. Help!
911, the mudslide. Starts next Monday on 7.
Another saving on the latest tech from eBay. It's a new smartphone.
I love modern day tech. Makes life so much easier. Excuse me.
We're announcing something big. The big deal is now on at Mazda, and we're putting value on 2020 plate vehicles front and centre, like CX-8 Sport from $41,490 drive away. Search Mazda offers today.
A lot of us are spending more time at home.
Ow.
Using a lot more electricity and internet. Unfortunately, iSelect can't help with your naked partner walking past your big presentation. But we could help shrink those household bills. Now's the time to compare, select and save with iSelect on 13 19 20.
Cukes Baby cucumbers are crunchy, quirky and deliciously crisp. Nothing's quite as quick, nothing's quite as cute, nothing's quite as cool as Cukes. Promoting healthy snacks for little footballers as proud sponsor of Mini Roos.
The fantastic summer event is on now, and there's something for the whole family. Save on kids' furniture, beds, mattresses, sofas, and heaps more. Find your fantastic. Shop in store or online today. Don't miss the fantastic summer event.
If you've been thinking about university, now's the time to get started. But enrolments close on the 21st of February. Find the right study choice for you, all in one place, with Open Universities Australia. Explore online courses today.
Jo has been working non-stop to care for her community after the bushfires ravaged through here. Panadol believes care starts with people like Jo.
If I'm strong enough to be able to help somebody, then I need to give them my strength as well.
She organised clothes, food and shelter for those who had lost everything. Jo, you've given up so much of your time. Panadol would like to give you a holiday so you can look after yourself.
Oh, thank you.
She's helping people heal. Thank you, Jo.
Panadol, caring for Australians for over 60 years.
It's time to have our big brand summer appliances smashed store-wide. Like this massive LG 86-inch 4K TV smashed to under $3 grand. Grab this LG 55-inch tossed down for $9.95. Get $400 off this premium Samsung 75-inch TV plus tax more. JB, you've got it again.
The family of a grandmother murdered by her partner is demanding to know how the killer got access to a weapon. Police had already seized his arsenal of guns after a previous incident of family violence.
Marilyn Burden's children want the state coroner to find out how a man with a violent history had access to a gun used to kill their mother. Charles Bazzucci moved into the 70-year-old grandmother's Kew home 2 months before he shot her dead and turned the gun on himself. The pair had been in a relationship for 6 years, but his obsession was with lethal weapons. Following a conviction for domestic violence, in 2004, police seized 15 firearms from Charles Bazzucci. His gun licence was cancelled and he was handed a lifetime prohibition order. In 2014, police searched his home again and seized another 6 guns he'd had registered in a friend's name. Police were aware 2 rifles were missing but made no further investigation into their whereabouts. One of those guns was later used by the 69-year-old to kill Miss Burden. Ms Burden's family says Bazzucci's psychiatrist missed the warning signs he posed a threat to their mother. 2 weeks before the shootings, his doctor noted his depressive symptoms had worsened and that Bazzucci reported Marilyn had asked him to move out and he felt he had nothing to live for. The inquest will examine the police policies for investigating missing firearms to determine whether her death could have been prevented. Jade Vincent, 7 News.
A policeman in the US has ploughed through a crowd while attempting to break up an illegal street race in Washington state.
Oh my God! Holy! Oh my God!
One man is still in hospital. The officer is now the subject of an external investigation. A man is finally home tonight with an incredible story of survival after 3 weeks missing in bushland. Robert Webber was lost without shelter or shoes, but lived to tell his story thanks to rescuers who never gave up.
After living off a diet of wild mushrooms and dam water, Robert Webber's grateful to be home with family and a morning cup of coffee.
Last night we were prodding each other. Is this a dream?
A dream preceded by an 18-day nightmare that started on January 6, when he took a shortcut home along a dirt road.
I was bogged. I was in the middle of nowhere.
And his phone was flat. After 3 days, he left his car in search of water. The same day, he was reported missing.
I was looking at the pilot in the eyes. Okay, come on. Mate, what are you doing? You're looking backwards.
The search was abandoned on Wednesday, but property owner and local MP Tony Perrott didn't give up.
I figured I'd just keep going around some of the water points, knowing that if he was still alive, he'd have to be at water.
Finding him next to one of his dams, cold, tired, and 10 kilograms lighter. He's now desperate to return and look for his missing dog Nessie.
I miss her. I'm worried about her constantly now.
He says this time he'll be sure to charge his phone first. Elliot Chipper, 7 News.
A fisherman trying to get his $55 lure back has been slapped down by a shark.
Oh my goodness!
I just got slapped in the face by a shark!
The bronze whaler had taken a kingfish off his line, catching itself in the process. Experts are raising questions about when children should be allowed to start playing football. Brain injuries have them worried, and they now say children may be starting way too early. Next, the age that could be the key to a safe start. Also, Britain's COVID misery. Police forced to crack down in London. Snow hits the race to vaccinate. A warning for cat lovers as a fatal pet virus sweeps through Geelong. And scientists make a new discovery, the link between middle age and preventing dementia later in life.
Seven News brought to you by Officeworks.
On average, parents are saving 25% on their school list prices with Officeworks. So you'll have something left for you.
Mine?
Mine. With low prices and great savings, it's the best back to school ever at Officeworks.
My masterpiece!
Oh, wow!
Hi, I'm Greg Norman. We're letting a bunch of Aussies loose on the world's most epic golf course designed by yours truly. Slap-a-ding-a-doo. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Holy moly!
Extreme family fun starts Feb 1 on 7.
Here at Amart Furniture, it's our Australia Day sale where you can save on a huge range, like this charming bedroom suite or these retro lounges. That sounds pretty good. Amart Furniture sale ends tomorrow.
When you update your home's air conditioning, you'll want air that saves energy. A lot of energy. Keep watching.
Introducing Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Plus. Jumpstart Plus combines the proven weight loss results of intermittent eating with Light and Easy's delicious summer menu, plus a new app to track your success and help you achieve your goals. Jump online today.
Your ERP and database vendors may not want you to know who we are. Maybe it's because we've supported over 3,000 Oracle and SAP clients. Maybe it's because we've saved those clients billions of dollars. Because we're a global partner you can trust. A partner who can significantly cut your support costs and help you innovate, drive growth. It's time to expect more. Other companies do software. We do support. Rimini Street.
How's that for serenity?
Can care be better at home?
Oh, it's a sanctuary. Your home's a bit of a sanctuary. Yeah, for me, rehab at home, it gave me a huge amount of flexibility to be able to do the things I wanted to do. It allowed me to unstress and be in the moment in your house in your own comfort zone, which was really good for me and my state of mind.
Search Medibank at Home to see how we're creating better choices for our members.
Update your home's air conditioning and save a lot of energy. With Mitsubishi Electric. Works for me.
Being Australian
means always having a go.
It means being there for your mates when they need you.
And fighting for what you believe in, no matter the cost.
Accepting others for who they are.
No matter their race, gender or sexuality.
Being Aussie means respecting and acknowledging the history of our land.
And our First Nations people.
And always remembering who we are.
And where we came from.
What does being Australian mean to you?
Australia Day. We're all part of the story.
To breaking news now, and the AFL is set to make historic changes to its concussion rules. Chief Football reporter Mark Stevens has the new developments. And Steve-o, this follows former Tiger Shane Tuck's death.
Yes, Mitch, there will be significant tightening of concussion rules, and the AFL expected to announce this in the next 2 to 3 days. So you can take it to the bank that players will miss more games of footy with concussion in 2021. At the moment, they can back up and play basically the following week. This year, it's likely it will be a minimum 10-day break. So a player concussed in a preliminary final would automatically miss the grand final. So a big step from the AFL, and it comes as there's fresh concerns about the level of contact in junior footy. Concussion campaigner Peter Jess has a blunt tag for footy's growing CTE crisis.
It's a tsunami.
And the wave of concern is spreading to juniors.
And we know now that the return to play protocols that are drilled down to the junior football are simply not safe.
Expert Dr Alan Pearce has called on young players to spend up to a month out of the game after suffering knocks.
It's closer to 30 days now for full recovery, and we can't just assume that 7 to 10 days and symptom resolution is the way that we measure recovery.
In the wake of Shane Tuck's shocking CTE revelation, calls are also coming for footy in lower age groups to be modified.
If the game is to survive, we have to reinvent it. It can't keep going as a collision-based sport in the short term for kids.
I would probably suggest that if there was a modified form, that would make me feel much more comfortable.
Jess going as far as suggesting teens are too young to make informed calls on contact sport and, in effect, shouldn't play.
There is one school of thought: you should not play a collision-based sport until you have the ability to make an informed decision.
Mark Stevens, 7 News.
A fatal cat virus is sweeping across Geelong. The feline parvovirus has killed dozens of kittens in the area. It has an almost 100% death rate. Cat owners are advised to make sure their pets' vaccinations are completely up to date. Snow has delayed part of the vaccine rollout in Britain, but already more than the equivalent of Melbourne's population has received the first jab. 200 doses a minute are being administered, but the chances of lifting the UK's lockdown appear gloomy as authorities crack down.
Police move in on an illegal rave in East London. 300 people gathered together when partying here is against the law. Some tried to get out, but were caught.
Stay there! Stay there! Stay there!
Officers issued more than $25,000 in fines as Britons are warned the lockdown here will go on and on.
The lockdown is starting to bring cases down, but we're a long way from being low enough.
Across the UK, widespread snow brought some long-awaited joy for housebound families.
Thank gosh we've got something to do today.
But there was disruption too. Vaccination centres in Wales were forced to shut because of the conditions. The rollout, though, does remain on track. 6.4 million Britons have received their first jab already. The UK is now considering a hotel quarantine system modelled on Australia's. This was arrivals at Heathrow on the weekend. The biggest fear, another new variant of the virus entering the country that could be vaccine resistant. In London, Hugh Whitfeld, 7 News.
US President Joe Biden is expected to start signing new COVID travel bans to stop mutant virus strains in the US. Most non-citizens will be shut out if they've been to South Africa, the UK, Brazil, Ireland and 26 other European countries. American states are now grappling with vaccine shortages, admitting they don't know how many doses they have. Heart health could hold the key to beating dementia. 2 major studies have shown the dramatic impact it has on the brain and how simple lifestyle changes can make all the difference.
61-year-old Yoni knows the importance of regular exercise and good diet.
You feel good when you're outdoors as well.
Still, the grandmother of 4 is concerned about her cardiovascular health.
Yes, was recently looking at my cholesterol.
According to a new study, making healthy lifestyle choices when you hit middle age is vital. A 35-year-long study by Oxford University and the College of London involving 10,000 people found in your 40s and 50s, if you focus on exercise, healthy eating, quitting smoking, cutting down salt and keeping the brain active, you could ward off dementia.
Heart health and vessel health
is closely related to dementia.
That's confirmed by a second study directly linking the heart's effects on the brain. As heart arteries stiffen, there's lower blood supply to the brain, reduced connections in the brain and worse memory.
Really, this study is adding to the knowledge that it's a lifetime risk.
More than 400,000 people in Australia suffer from dementia, and it is the second biggest killer in people over the age of 75.
The foundations for dementia are actually laid in midlife. So it's really important to be exercising.
The message is to beat dementia, remember to be healthy. Samantha Brett, 7 News.
If you're a renter, there are new laws you need to know about. They're designed to make it easier to turn your rental into a home. The details are coming up. Also, new research reveals the times you're most at risk of falling victim to crime. Watch as Tim Tam, the baby kangaroo, finds her feet. And the lab tests that expose the biggest mistakes parents make when it comes to choosing a school shoe for their children. That's coming up after sport.
I would just fly, fly away, away. Oh,
Home and Away starts Feb 1 on 7.
When you need money for the unexpected, time can seem against you. Nimble makes finance faster. Get a Nimble small cash loan up to $5,000 within 60 minutes once confirmed. Visit nimble.com.au.
Pay less every day at The Good Guys. We've got a huge range of cooking appliances, and the team at Kinsman Kitchens can help you with your kitchen design too. Book a design appointment for 25% off cabinetry when you purchase a new kitchen. Find your nearest Kinsman showroom at thegoodguys.com.au.
This summer, give breakfast a healthy twist with fresh ideas from Woolworths, like homemade breakfast smoothies with macro chia seeds 350 grams, now just $4.80, save $1.20. For more fresh ideas, visit woolworths.com.au.
When life gives you dirtiness, Godfrey's gives you cleanliness. Hoover Magic Stick $149, save $150. Ecovacs D-Bot 600, now $299, save $100. Godfrey's cleanliness.
Save up to 15% on your first year's premium when you get a new Allianz comprehensive car insurance policy online. Allianz, supporting Australians for over 100 years, no matter the weather. Search for a quote today.
Happy birthday!
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Help take care of your family with Medibank Life Insurance. Apply for cover up to $2.5 million, depending on age and income.
The Nick Scali January sale ends Sunday. Save up to 50% off a huge range of quality furniture. Up to 50% off. The Nick Scali January sale ends Sunday.
When we cover things, they last longer. Same goes for you. Twice as many men as women die from melanoma in Australia, which can become deadly quicker than you think. Be sun smart. Save your skin.
Be ready for anything with T-shorts or leggings, 2 for $10. That's wow. That's best and less.
And take my money!
Victoria's Crime Statistics Agency has revealed the peak times for a range of offending. Most assaults happen between 6 and midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. Most homicides occur on Sunday afternoons. The peak time for sex offences happens in the early hours of Sunday morning. Friday night is peak time for robberies, but more burglaries happen on Friday afternoons, and more stalking and harassment happen on Monday afternoon than at any other time. There's been a lucky escape in Sydney when part of an office block suddenly developed cracks. Those inside noticed the movement and got out shortly before the wall collapsed. Demolition work has been going on next door. Repairing bones could soon become much easier. Australian scientists have developed a technique to print bone-like structures that contain living cells. They use a ceramic-based ink which hardens within minutes when placed in water. New rules for renters are about to come into force. It will give them more rights to make their properties feel more like home.
Tara Leach loves her St Kilda East apartment. There's just one drawback.
I don't have heating or cooling here, so I've had to buy a heater.
But new rental rules mean landlords must provide heating if the tenant requests it.
People would assume that you have to have hot and cold water. They'd assume that your oven has to work. They'd assume that you've got to have a fixed heater in your living room, but you currently don't. So it's actually a really significant shift for Victorian renters.
More than 130 changes take effect from March 29. Tenants will be able to install picture hooks, replace curtains, change to LED globes and even paint the home without seeking permission from their landlord.
The vast majority of landlords are doing the right things by their renters. And what these agreements are doing is making sure that they are inscribed in legislation.
While the new rules give more power to renters, they're still obligated to fix any changes they make before moving out.
We have 60 days to educate landlords, tenants, property managers on all these changes. We need to make sure that everyone understands that make good clause at the end of those leases.
For Tara, it means staying a long-term renter.
I'm pretty excited about it. It means that I can really make the apartment that I'm living in a home.
Georgia Commons-Solly, 7 News.
More younger Australians are suffering from feelings of isolation. Headspace research shows a third of children aged 12 to 14 and half aged 18 to 21 say they feel disconnected. That's an 8 to 10% jump in both categories. Experts say transition times are high risks for young people, with the pandemic adding a new layer of complexity. A kangaroo Joey's first hops have been caught on camera just in time for Australia Day. The little one, named Tim Tam, seemed to get the hang of it pretty quickly. The Joey's part of the mob at the Australian Reptile Park near Sydney. Tim Watson is next with sport, and Tom Scully could have played his last AFL game.
Mitch, he stepped away from the Hawks. We'll have the details next. Also, we'll tell you how Bradley Hill fared as the Saints sizzle on the track. Team Green shoots for the stars with their finals hopes on the line. The victory feeling the nerves in more ways than one ahead of a crucial clash, and the legend and his heir apparent set to go head-to-head in a blockbuster Super Bowl showdown.
Running back to take the catch. Oh, that's incredible.
That's ridiculous.
The time has come. The Big Bash Finals are here. And they're all live and free on 7. Every Big Bash Final. And the Grand Final.
What a way to finish it.
The Big Bash Finals, live and free on 7.
The art of the light lunch. Step 1. Open Hans lunch plate with crackers, relish, cheese and delicious meat. Step 2. Eat it? A simple yet lavish light lunch. Hans.
It's actually Hans.
iSelect can't help with your naked partner walking past your big presentation, but we could help shrink your electricity and internet bills while you're stuck at home. Compare, select and save with iSelect.
The Nick Scali January sale ends Sunday. Save up to 50% off a huge range of quality furniture. Up to 50% off. The Nick Scali January sale ends Sunday.
Summer is my favourite time of year. It is a great time to relax with family and friends in summer. You have the nice warm nights where you can just sit out and just shoot the breeze. To set up a perfect entertaining area this summer, all you really need is a table and chairs, a barbecue and a nice umbrella. For me, it's just sitting around with my family, just relaxing and enjoying a good meal from the barbecue. I reckon they're the moments you'll remember all year long. At our place, that's how we summer.
We've made changes for businesses switching their internet from another provider. Get up and running smoothly on NBN with a dedicated connection manager.
Get your Woolies worth with weekly specials just in time for Australia Day, like Australian lamb 4-quarter chops, now just $14 a kilo, save $3 a kilo.
That's why I pick Woolies.
Pretty soon the amount of super paid on top of our wages will go up. And up. And up. And up. All the way to 12% guaranteed. That extra money will make a big difference when I retire. Put my feet up. You see, your future is even more super.
This Sport Report brought to you by Industry Super Funds.
Welcome back. Tom Scully's future is up in the air tonight with the Hawk star taking time away from the game. Sean Selby is live with the details, and Sean, Scully's dealing with some private matters.
Tim, 7 News has contacted the Hawthorn Football Club, which has confirmed Scully has stepped away from the club due to personal reasons. The 29-year-old was almost back to his best at the Hawks over the last 2 seasons, but he hasn't been around his teammates at Waverley since the players returned from the Christmas break. The club says they're fully supportive of Scully's request and will give him all the time and space he needs to sort through his private issues. Meanwhile, it's been revealed Geelong star recruit Jeremy Cameron suffered a hamstring injury last week, but the Cats remain confident he'll be fit for round 1. And there was a scare for the Saints today at Moorabbin, with Brad Hill going down at training. As the Saints endured a scorching skills session, boisterous enthusiasm immediately turned to distress and concern.
Doesn't look good.
Triple Premiership player Bradley Hill writhing in pain as trainers and physios rushed to help.
I think he fell on D-Mac, on the back of D-Mac's boot when he was trying to chase him down, which wasn't too pretty.
Hill was assessed in the rooms and concern quickly turned into banter as he completed the rest of the session.
First time he's ever been winded, Hilly. I think he put quite a dampener on the training drill because we thought something more serious had happened.
Ross says Hill is the Saints' pick of the pre-season. He averaged 10 disposals less a game last year, but with rotations cut to 75, they expect their endurance weapon to get back to his best.
I think with game length going back to what it is, you'll really be able to see his running power this year. His running power was there last year, but with the shortened game time, you weren't able to really see it.
With Brad Crouch's inclusion in the midfield, Ross will become more versatile.
It will primarily be midfield, I think, but probably a little bit more out on the wing and maybe a little bit of half back. And most of the guys are learning a secondary role because we can't all fit into the slots, into the ruck rover and all that.
The 27-year-old dad will also take on more responsibility at home, with his wife Marnie pregnant with twin boys.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry a moment, but now we're just really excited.
The Saints are bullish about 2021, which kicks off with their women's team on Friday night against the Bulldogs at Moorabbin. The Pies had a day off, but that didn't stop Josh Dacos and his little brother Nick, who's a potential #1 draft pick next year, from doing an extra hot running session. Sean Sowerby, 7 News.
Richmond's AFLW clash on Sunday against Brisbane is a sellout, with 1,500 fans rushing to get tickets in just 2 hours. The Pies face arch rivals Carlton to kick off the season, bringing back memories of the first official AFLW clash 4 years ago.
We were there in that inaugural game and, emotions running high, the atmosphere was electric, so I have no doubt it'll be the same on Thursday night, and hoping to get a big crowd in and, do the jumper proud once again.
The league is hoping for 9,000 fans to head to Icon Park. Melbourne Stars opener Marcus Stoinis is embracing the pressure ahead of tomorrow's must-win clash with the Sixers. The Master Blaster smashed 147 against Sydney a year ago and says he's got another big performance in him at the MCG.
We've got another one in us, don't worry. We'll leave it for tomorrow. You do feel it, but you enjoy the responsibility. I think it's a bit of a... You got to see it like that. You got to see it as a privilege.
The Stars will know the exact equation to qualify for the finals, given it's the last match scheduled tomorrow night. Tonight, the Thunder take on the Strikers, again with a top 3 spot at stake. It's live on 7 straight after the news. Melbourne Victory coach Grant Brebner is flagging urgent action after beginning the A-League season with 2 straight losses. As the side's international players embrace tomorrow's Australia Day clash with Perth Glory, the coach's approach is far from cuddly.
It's immediately urgent. Of course we want to get wins, Joey. I'm not going to stand here and say that, you know, we can wait 5-6 games for our team to gel. No, it's about winning games.
Former Premier League striker Rudy Gested wasn't there today. It's been confirmed he'll miss a few weeks with a hamstring injury. Liverpool's mid-season form slump continues. The Premier League champions are out of the FA Cup after losing 3-2 to Manchester United at Old Trafford in the 4th round.
Bruno Fernandes takes it, scores it, and does the magic again.
Chelsea advanced with a 3-1 win over Luton Town at snowy Stamford Bridge. Aussie Mark Leishman says he's ready to fire at the Masters in April. The world number 30 helped launch the Players Series here in Melbourne, where juniors will get to play with professional men and women in Rosebud this weekend. Leishman finished 13th at Augusta last year.
So I've got some good memories there. I really like the golf course. Excited with the way my game's going. Striking the ball well again.
Sydney's Cameron Davis is nearly $600,000 richer, finishing 3rd behind America's Patrick Cantlay at the American Express tournament in California. Super Bowl 55 will feature the greatest quarterback of all time up against the man many regard as his heir apparent. 43-year-old legend Tom Brady will return to the big dance for a record-extending 10th time after the Buccaneers upset Green Bay 31-26.
Goes for the deep shot. He's got a touchdown. Oh, my God.
Brady will go head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes after the Chiefs beat Buffalo 38-24. Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers will become the first team to play in a Super Bowl in their home stadium. And Mitch, they're only allowing 22,000 fans into the stadium. Tickets start at 12,000 Aussie dollars. Can I put you down for a couple?
Yeah, it shows the importance of a quarterback, too. A good one.
No, he's a good one, all right.
Thank you very much indeed, Tim. It's hard to believe school's back this week, and for many families it means a trip to the shops to pick up some new shoes. Researchers are urging students be professionally fitted and parents to stop buying shoes their children will grow into.
After putting 2 children through school, Donna Shepherd has had to buy her fair share of shoes.
A squillion, I think. Particularly my son, he seemed to grow out of them as soon as I bought them for him.
And while it can be tempting to get kids to squeeze into an old pair after a summer growth spurt, experts say it could see them start the school year off on the wrong foot.
Things like blisters, rubbing, aches and pains, musculoskeletal pain. OK, Soph, when you're ready.
Researchers at UniSA tested the effect of shoe size on foot motion and comfort on 8 to 12-year-olds. They found that shoes one size too small restricted the normal movement of the foot by up to 30%.
They hurt quite a lot.
And one size too big can cause just as many problems.
Blisters around the heel, sometimes blackened toenails, issues with the toenails even falling off in circumstances, and obviously complaints of aches and pains.
They felt like you were going to trip over them. They were flopping around.
The study also confirmed that using your own thumb is a good way to check if your shoes still fit or if it's time for a new pair.
And then thumb for me, Freya, at the front. A well-fitting shoe is going to support participation in play and sport and allow kids to function at their best.
Elise Baker, 7 News.
Jane is next with the forecast. And Jane, how does it look tomorrow?
Well, Mitch, we will hear rain on the roof as we sleep more comfortably tonight. Then tomorrow is nearly 20 degrees cooler than today. The full details are next.
In 7 days, extreme family fun is here.
Holy moly!
Starts Monday, Feb 1 on 7.
Did someone say KFC? I don't care. I love it.
Come on, everybody. Clap your hands. Come on, let's twist again. Like we did that summer. Yeah, let's twist again. Like we
your summer a healthy twist with fresh ideas from Woolworths.
Introducing Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Plus. Jumpstart Plus combines the proven weight loss results of intermittent eating with Light and Easy's delicious summer menu, plus a new app to track your success and help you achieve your goals.
I was really surprised with the results that I got with Light and Easy, and they do come quickly.
Every week I've consistently lost weight, and the new Jumpstart program really kick-started that for me.
Fast track your weight loss success in 2021 with Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Plus. Jump online today.
Invest with La Trobe Financial, Australia's multi-award-winning wealth manager, returning a current variable rate of 4.35% per annum reviewed monthly on a 12-month investment. Make your money work harder for you. Call 138010.
At APR, we're all about possibilities. So if you're driving less, we offer comprehensive motor insurance with a drive less, pay less discount. APR, get set, go. Call 135050.
Some popular cereals contain over 25% sugar. That's more than a quarter of the cereal. Luckily, Weet-Bix is low in sugar, it's full of whole grain goodness and extra yum with a twist. Just add fruit, nuts and seeds. For a better brekkie, it's got to be Weet-Bix.
At Telstra, our 7-day price match on a range of phones. Using Telstra Plus points and trading in selected phones can help make technology more affordable.
Let's get to work. James Jacks, will you look at that?
I told you to pay attention to the road.
Clearly this wasn't my fault. Maybe not, but you've taken a wrong turn on this one. Your insurance policy is monstrous.
You know, if you had Budget Direct car insurance, you'd get a hire car while yours gets repaired. And you could save hundreds.
Are we there yet?
Not at fault. Get a hire car while yours gets repaired. Just give us the other driver's details. Budget Direct. Insurance solved.
Discover the art of simplicity at the King's Summer Sale. Save up to 50% on Australian design. So why buy ordinary furniture when you can come home to King? Hurry, final days.
And I had a dream that someday I would just fly away, away. Oh,
Home and Away starts Feb 1 on 7.
This weather report is brought to you by the King Summer Sale. Ends soon.
Hello again. We've got cooler rain on the way from late tonight to late tomorrow morning. The city reached 39 degrees before the early afternoon cool change. Now it is a much more pleasant 22.5, but it is a bit muggy out there. All these western suburbs hit 41 degrees, as did Moorabbin and also Watsonia. 37 in Geelong before the change there at midday. Even Phillip Island reached 35. The radar looks more impressive than it actually is on the ground. Just the odd spit of rain so far. Proper rain develops late tonight and then it's quite wet. Cloud is gradually thickening from the west of the state and the air is so hot and dry that the rain barely reaches the ground at first. Many locations reached 40 degrees, even in Gippsland, where the odd thunderstorm popped up late afternoon. But the proper rain has been going for a few hours now in the far southwest, with much cooler air there too. Portland has already had 10 millimetres, Warrnambool 5. A high well out over the Tasman Sea is directing all that hot air across Victoria. That ends with a trough and cold front, bringing not just a cool change, but a band of rain too. Here's how it should move through. Proper rain reaching Mildura to Geelong after sunset, and not beginning in most eastern parts of the state until tomorrow. In Melbourne, we'll see rain develop late this evening, and that continues until late tomorrow morning. Showers follow in the south of the state as that rain band clears out through the east. In Melbourne, those hit and miss showers gradually clear during the afternoon. And once the rain band is through, the northwest has generally less than 10 millimetres, but up to 25 at the southwest coast. There are big falls in the northeast and ending into East Gippsland there. The city has about 5 to 15. Around the nation tomorrow, pleasant sunshine in Brisbane and Perth. Sydney, hot and sunny, turning windy in the afternoon. Adelaide should be dry by the morning. To Victoria, we have a band of rain with local thunderstorms gradually clearing eastwards. Cooler southwesterly winds to follow with showers in the south. Closer in, and it is wet at first. We've got these areas of rain. It breaks to showers that gradually dry up during the afternoon. Then it should be all dry tomorrow night. Inner suburbs have a much more comfortable night ahead with steady rain on the roof. That eases by lunchtime tomorrow. Just the odd shower to interrupt the cricket, but it does stay quite cloudy, a top of 22. To the 8 outlook, 2 lovely days follow. On Wednesday, a top of 23. I'm expecting a sunny afternoon. Lots of sunshine on Thursday too, up to 28. Showers redevelop on Friday into Saturday. Then they could come in on Monday into Tuesday as our temperature goes up and down. So there is a steady rain overnight that lasts into the morning. It does turn dry during the afternoon. A milder top of 22, Mitch.
The whole state gets a drink. That's important.
That's
Thank you,
nice.
Jane. Now, here's what's on Sunrise tomorrow.
Thanks, Mitch. When you wake up, stay cool without heating up your energy bill.
The 5 simple saving hacks to help you slash hundreds. That's tomorrow on Sunrise. See you in the morning, Melbourne.
Thanks, Koshy and Sam. And that's the way it is this Monday, the 25th of January. Thanks for your company. The Big Bash is next. For now, from the 7 News team, good night.